people want? What are people actually concerned about? What are the issues, the hot issues on those topics that people are actually talking about, not what we think they're saying or what conventional thought says about it. For instance, you know, if you're a retail store and you're selling purple widgets, okay, and you just want to sell the best purple widgets there are, but maybe there's a conversation going on out there about hot pink widgets, and hot pink widgets are really what people are talking about. You continue to just try and shove purple widgets down their throats because that's what you want to make, or do you maybe retool a little bit and decide that maybe you might want to make some hot pink widgets and see if they sell? People talk about the things that they buy online, the things that they're looking to buy online. Hey, do you know a good caterer in the Rockingham area? Hey, you know, my stylist retired or left town or whatever, and now I need a new stylist, and I'm really, you know, don't want to do too much in this. I have curly hair, and I want somebody who really knows how to cut curly hair. Do you know anybody? And they put that out on their Facebook or their Twitter, looking for something they want. What we want to do is this exercise in listening that says we take some key words of the channel or site that we chose to assign ourselves to this last Saturday, and we go in and we look up those keywords in the search on Twitter and in the search on Facebook and LinkedIn and see what are people actually saying on those topics. It may not directly relate to us because maybe they don't even know we exist. But what if it turns out that that's something we're really good at, something that we know something about? Now we can go in as that client and add to that conversation in a meaningful way, not by immediately going out and saying, okay, I have a solution to your problem, buy this product, but actually talking about and discussing the product, showing that you're knowledgeable about it, and or not the product, but whatever the situation is. And then you've built up some respect out there in the marketplace. And now when you say, you know, there's let me give you an example. We're talking about Dr. Greenfield and what we're trying to do to make him look really wonderful and stuff. Okay, so let's say that there's something that people are talking about diabetic foot care that is a real issue. It's something that, you know, that people talk about more than once. And let's say it's putting cream between the toes. Peggy brought that up at the beginning of this call before everybody was on. With most creams, you don't want to put them between your toes. And the reason is it causes moisture and darkness and warmth, which is hopefully what's happening when you put your shoes on, is they keep your feet warm and moist, causes problems because you can get fungal infections, and a fungal infection in diabetic can be devastating. So they say don't put cream between your toes. Well, in the case of Dr. Greenfield's foot cream, it has tea tree oil in it. So what if we did an article about the effect of tea tree oil on fungus between the toes? And we made that available on Dr. Greenfield's fan page as a free report that they can get. And then we go out to these places where this kind of conversation is happening and say, look, you know, there's a really great article about tea tree oil and what it does for fungal infections in the feet. You might want to check this out. That's how we're going to use this information that we're gathering. We're going to use this information that we're gathering to create dialogues and discussions that then bring them to a place where they can acknowledge the fact that we even exist. Big companies out there that sell these foot creams that right now are way above us in the search engines. We're moving up, and we'll eventually get to page one. And if we do this right, we'll get to page one, number one, and that'll be great. But in the meantime, there are a lot of other ways for people to find you, and Facebook is the most likely place for a product for people to find you, especially if you do it right and you get in on the conversations that are happening in the Facebook community. So that's Dr. Greenfield. What about, sacred geometry medallions? What were the issues that are problems? Well, I think that the whole electromagnetic field, the EMF issue that these pendants basically act as a shield for, that's a big deal out there. People talking about, and you would use both EMF, for that, and the words electromagnetic field as keywords, and go and see what people are talking about that. What are their questions? What are their concerns? And so forth. Then find what they're saying, create a wonderful report about it, make it available for free, and then when we go ahead and we decide we're going to do some Facebook advertising for that client, we can target that exact hot button right there to the exact people that are asking about it and talking about it, and our advertising is going to be 99% more effective than anything else that we can do. But it starts with the whole listening process, and that doesn't mean the assignment is definitely not to join in the conversation at this point. The assignment is to collect data. The assignment is to listen to what people are saying and then turn around and use this information to brainstorm as a group about how we can use this to communicate with these people. Every one of the products that we have are something that's going to benefit someone somehow. We need to target those benefits and find the people who are looking for those benefits in their lives. You remember what's so good about that. Look at the product you got. Say what's so good about that. But the other thing that we can ask is, what is the problem that this solves? And go out there and looking for the people who have that problem. And the way to do that is to go onto the social networks and listen to what's being said. You see a message that looks really great, cut and paste it. Set yourself up a Word or a Notepad document that you can just cut and paste these remarks and these discussions into. Once you've done that and you look at that, you can start looking for where are the trends. What are the words that keep being mentioned the most often on these topics? What is the problem that seems to come up again and again and again? And does our product solve that in any way? What if there's only one component of our product that settles that issue? Well, that's great. Let's talk to that group of people that need that aspect of their problem solved. But in order to use this effectively and to become truly effective marketers, we need to learn how to listen, and we need to take these things and systematize them so that, we have a specific time that we all get together and say, okay, let's stand a report on what we listened to this week. When you mail these to me, one of the things you could do instead of just mailing it to me is go into our group and do an email blast out to the entire group with what you listen to, and put, like, listen, Diabetic Foot Care, listen, FM Odyssey, listen, Good Politics Radio, whatever your assignment was that you accepted, put listen in the name of that project. Then we can take those things and use them as an agenda for a meeting that says, here are the exciting things we learned this week about our market. Now we know what to talk about. And then we say, okay, now, so how will we go? What's the voice we're going to use to talk about this? You know, what are the words that we want to include, and how do we want to link this? Do we want to link it to a YouTube video that we've created on the topic? Do we want to create a report? Do we want to do both? And probably the best thing with any report that we decide to do is to take that report and turn it into a video. Now we've got double coverage on those keywords in a big way. So that's what this whole listening assignment is about. It's about giving us the fuel for a marketing machine of knowing what to talk about, and then making a strategic plan that says where are we going to talk about it and what are we going to say.